Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. This is a very special broadcast. As you know, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is live every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here where sports meets life inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. You're listening on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, and you're watching on facebook.com/livenowdt. But this is a very special one because we're outside of our typical hours, Monday through Friday. This is the Wake Up Call Fantasy Football League's live unveiling of the 2020-2021 draft orders for all Central New York leagues, proudly presented by our home for all of our drafts, all of our parties, events, everything that we do when it comes to fantasy football. The Wildcat Sports Pub has been our home for years, and even during Corona times and even in a very tough year, we are here for you. It's important to keep some things rocking and rolling, you know what I mean? Doing it safely, socially distanced, and making sure that it happens. So to the Wildcat Sports Pub, to everybody out there that is joining our leagues and is here with us, and those that will be joining us on site and those that will be joining us on Zoom, I thank you so very much for being a part of it. I appreciate you tremendously. In this very tough year and very tough time for many of us, for all of us, it's extremely important for, like I said, for us to keep some things going, to keep some things normal. You know what I mean? To continue to do these things. And I made my dedication to making sure that these league drafts happen on Sunday, August 30th, did not go away. I didn't know what was going to happen or when it was going to happen or what was going on with these things that are out of our control. But Sunday, August 30th is a date that I set about 6 months ago. And so I want to thank Danny Tome and the entire staff. I want to thank every single person that works at the Wildcat Sports Pub for helping us to make this possible. It means the world to me that we could bring something that brings people joy, brings people light, brings people laughs and positivity, community and friendship. And dare I say it, an extended family. For us to be able to do this is for us to continue something on that brings a smile to our face in a year that has brought so many tears. So we're here for you, and I'm excited, and we're going to do it. So, with that being said, we're doing something different than we've ever done before here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and I'm so excited to be able to bring this to you, and that is the fact that we are going to be unveiling our draft orders live for every single Central New York league. So if you're in the league, you are going to see yourself exactly where you're drafting. Everybody's going to know their draft order. Everybody's going to know their place. Really cool thing that we're doing here today, and I'm very excited to be doing it. We have 3 leagues that are happening here in Central and Upstate New York. We have our league at 11:30 a.m., our league at 4:30 p.m., and our league at 6:30 p.m., and all of those leagues, as I said before, are happening on-site, on location at the Wildcat Sports Pub, our exclusive home for all things fantasy football here in Central and Upstate New York. So it's an honor and a privilege to be able to share this with you, and I thank you all so much for being here. We're inviting some of you into the room here so that you can see this and see where you're exactly going to be drafting. So let's pop everybody in here to the best of our ability. We're going to get started with the league that's drafting first at 11:30 a.m. in just a second, and if you don't know what league you're in, if you're somehow confused, that's okay. I'm going to be letting you know exactly, and you'll see your name on the wheel as well, so that's going to help you out and get you where you need to go. So thank you for everybody that's tuning in right now. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. This is something new and interesting, innovative, and different. I love pushing the term here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. That is what we do, and I love doing it because getting bigger and better and always on the steady incline and progression is what I'm looking for us to do. So thank you so much for tuning in here today as I get everybody here in the room to find out when they're drafting and what's going on. And so thank you to all of you. Thank you especially to the Wildcat Sports Pub for all that you do for us here in the community. They give so much. They provide so much for this league. So going back there during the season and getting yourself a drink, or getting some nachos, getting some wings, going and hanging out with some friends, going on a date there, whatever it may be, bringing the parents, bringing the family. It's so cool. It's so awesome to do. So make sure that those of you that are in my league and beyond that, don't just go to the Wildcat for the draft. Make sure you go back to the Wildcat all throughout the season because it's imperative that we give back to a business that cares so much about us and does so much for us. So please make sure that you do that. With that being said, let's get it rocking and let's get it rolling. I'm excited to do this with you all, and I appreciate you all for being here. So we're going to officially go into our first draft here to find out the draft order, and that first draft that we have on the docket is a draft that you are seeing these following names: Eric K, as well as Becky S. You're seeing that on here. Eric K, Becky S, Johnny R, Aaron R, John T, Jared H, Matt E, and myself as I face off against all of you in these drafts. So we're going to go pick 1 through 8. So here we go to spin. And this is going to be our first pick. And the first pick of the draft, he going to be happy. Is he going to get it? Wow, he's going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed. So close, Johnny. John T. John T gets the number 1 pick in this year's draft. That is John T gets the number 1 pick. Mr. Johnny Roberts, who's been a longtime listener of the show, he has been a huge, huge fan of this, and he has been so awesome with us here, and so it's been crazy that how close that pick was. So John T, we got to remove him on this one here. Let's see if it'll let us do it. So let's remove him on here. All right, so we officially removed him. Okay, so he got it twice. Okay. So that's how we know it's real. Here is second pick. And the second pick in the 11:30 a.m. draft that's going to be happening on site, on location on Sunday, August 30th at the Wildcat Sports Pub in the party room goes to Miss Erin R. She's got the number 2 pick. Shout out to Erin. Congratulations to you, my dear. The third pick of the 11:30 draft goes to... What up, hey? So that one's going to me. I have the third pick. I'm okay with that. I don't like being in the middle. I like being at the bookends. 3's okay. I'm going to get a good pick at 3. I like that. So mine is up. Okay, so left on the board we have Jared H., Johnny R., Becky S., Eric K., and Matt E. It is a snake draft, which means we'll go 1 through 8, 8 to 1, 1 to 8, 8 to 1, all throughout 18 rounds of the draft. So, just so you know, if you're on the other side, don't get mad if you're picked 7 or 8, because that means when it swings back around, you'll be picked 1 and 2. There we go. And the fourth pick of the Wake Up Call Fantasy Football Draft at 11:30 a.m. at the Wildcat Sports Pub goes to Miss Becky S. Miss Becky S. is number 4 on the board. I know Johnny's pissed right now. He's like, I was a hair. Johnny, you were like a hair, a tiny, tiny hair follicle. You were like one of my hair follicles, which is really, really short. You were so, so close to getting the number 1 pick, but maybe you'll get number 8 on the other side. Let's see what we got here. Pick number 5 goes to... he's going to get this one now that I mentioned him. Johnny, pick number 5. He's going to be pissed. He's in the middle of the draft. I'm sorry, Johnny. Sorry, Johnny. So Johnny is pick number 5. All right, it is between Matt E., Jared H., and Eric K. Let's see who gets pick number 6 in the 11:30 a.m. draft happening Sunday, August 30th at the Wildcat Sports Pub here in Syracuse, New York, or in central New York on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus. That goes to Matt E. Matt E. is joining us here for the first time ever. Shout out to you, Matt. We appreciate you. We thank you for joining us. And shout out to a fellow Marywood alum. All right, Matt E. is on the board. Okay, it is between Jared and Eric K. Eric K. is new to the league, and so is Jared. Let's see who gets pick number 7. And pick number 7 is going to Jared. They went to Jared. All right, pick number 7 is going to Jared, which means that our pick number 8, the person on the other side of this thing, is going to be Eric. Eric, our newcomer as well. He'll be pick number 8, so he'll be first in the second round, and that is how it's going here. If you're just tuning in to the broadcast of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we thank you so much for being here. This is a very special broadcast. It's our fantasy cast as we are unveiling the 2020-2021 draft orders for all Central New York Leagues for this upcoming season, proudly presented by the amazing place that brings us our exclusive home for fantasy football. That is the Wildcat Sports Pub, 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. We have drafts this Sunday, August 30th at 11:30 a.m., 4:30 p.m., and 6:30 p.m., and we have seen that here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Our 11:30 a.m. league has gone as follows. Our number 1 pick for the 11:30 a.m. league is John T. Our number 2 pick is Aaron R. Number 3 is my pick. Number 4 is Becky S. Number 5 is Johnny R. Number 6 is Matt E. Number 7 is Jared H. And number 8 is Eric K. We're now jumping into our 4:30 p.m. league. So let's get it rocking and rolling. Just in time, Greg, to come in here and find out when you're going to be picking in the rest of the league that is drafting at the Wildcat Sports Pub on site, on location, this Sunday, August 30th at 4:30 p.m. Here we go. Let's spin this board. Here, let's see what we got. Spin this wheel, I should say. So spin the board. I'm excited. Don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, what we got here? Well, how about this? One of our newcomers, Myron K., is going to pull off the number 1 pick. Myron K. getting pick number 1. Shout out to you. He will be coming in with Greg here for the draft. Greg, a longtime listener throughout this year, has been amazing. Greg, one of our newest listeners, but one of our most devout. We appreciate you, Greg. We appreciate you, Myron. Congrats to Myron on the number 1 pick. Here is pick number 2 of the 4:30 p.m. draft happening at the Wildcat this Sunday, August 30th. The number 2 pick is going to former Syracuse defensive back and a friend of mine who was just on the show here recently. That is Julian Wiggum. Julian Wiggum with the number 2 pick in the 4:30 draft at the Wildcat. Here is pick number 3. Pick number 3 going to the owner himself, Danny T. Danny Tome is going to get that number 3 pick. How's that? How funny is that? He's a Danny T. I'm a Danny T. And we both got the 3rd pick. Me in the 11:30 draft, him in the 4:30 draft. So shout out to Danny. Pick number 3. Here we go with pick number 4. And pick number 4 will go to maybe me. No, it's going to go to our final team that came into this thing. So pick number 4 is going to Team 10. And so we got them set up and ready to go. That's pick number 4 is going to them. And we'll take them off the board here. All right, it's between Carlos E., Johnny F., myself, Greg E., Mark W., and Paul D. to find out who pick number 5 goes to in this year's fantasy football draft being held at the Wildcat Sports Pub. That's going to go to Johnny F. Johnny F's going to be pick number 5. Johnny F. taking the 5th pick in this year's draft. 5 more to go. We're halfway through our draft here for the 4:30 p.m. league. And pick number 6 is going to Mark W., long time with us, been with us since day 0 here in Syracuse. When I started fantasy football here in Syracuse, he joined, and I appreciate him so very much for so many reasons. Thank you, Mark W., for being a part of this. Pick number 7. Here we go with pick number 7. Pick number 7 is going to maybe me, but not me. Pick number 7 is going to Carlos, one of our new members here. Carlos, pick number 7 in the 4:30 p.m. league for Sunday, August 30th. All right, pick number 8. We got 3 names left and 3 spots to go. Pick number 8 is going to Greg E. Greg E. is taking pick number 8. Let's get Greg set up here with pick number 8. And that means that it is between myself and Paul D., a newcomer to the league, to find out who will be the first pick on the back end of this thing, because the snake draft, it's 1 to 10, 10 to 1 for this league. Let's find out who's going to be number 1 on the back end and who's going to be number 2 on the back end. Here we go. Picking 9th in the league this year is going to be Paul D. Picking 9th in the year is going to be Paul D., and I am more than okay with the fact that I get to be on the other side, because it's technically the first pick on the back end, like I said. That gives me an opportunity to get 2 picks back-to-back at the end of the first round, beginning of the second round, so I am not going to be upset about that at all. So once again, to let you all know, for those of you that are just tuning in to this very special Wake Up Call Fantasy Football League live unveiling of our 2020-2021 draft orders for all Central New York leagues, proudly brought to you by the place where we draft, the place where we eat, the place where we play, and the place where we watch the games, the Wildcat Sports Pub, 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. You can call them for takeout, curbside pickup, and delivery at 315-487 2222. You can also go to visit them on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. So having a lot of fun here as we have two leagues that have already figured out where they're going to be at. Once again, our 4:30 p.m. league drafting at the Wildcat this Sunday, August 30th. Number 1 pick goes to Myron Kay. Number 2 pick goes to Julian Wiggum, former Syracuse player. Number 3 pick goes to the owner himself, Danny Tome. Number 4 goes to team number 10 here, our last team to come in. Number 5 goes to Johnny F. Number 6 goes to Mark W. Number 7 goes to Carlos E. Number 8 goes to Greg E. Number 9 goes to Paul D. And the 10th pick, which is on the back end, goes to me. So, Justin said, give me a good pick so I could try to repeat. There we go, Justin. Justin getting excited about his coming up here. Greg saying he's looking forward to it. Greg, safe travel, sir. Look forward to seeing you very, very soon, and we'll see you tomorrow for those of you that are watching here live. Here is our final draft, and this draft is filled of some of my most loyal supporters and loyal fantasy football players that I appreciate so very much. Look at the names on the list. Nathan T., Justin L., Phil C., Nicholas C., Zach W., Big E. Deezy, Evan R., and Rudy. Rudy F. is there as well as my name. This is the number 1 pick for our final draft of the 2020-2021 Fantasy Football Leagues in the Wildcat Sports Pub. This is our final draft of the day, Sunday, August 30th, drafting live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the number 1 pick. Number 1 pick is going to... Oh, pardon me. Did it stop? Oh, yes, it did. I was going to say, is it going to stop or what? Number 1 pick is going to Phil. Phil C. with the number 1 pick. Phil C. picking first overall. Phil C., another person that's been with us since the beginning of our fantasy football leagues here in Central New York. I want to thank him for that. Number 2 pick. Number 2 pick in the draft is going to... He always gets a high pick. Is he going to get it? Who's going to get it? Justin sneaks by Nathan and gets the number 2 pick. Justin just said, give me a good pick so I could try to repeat this year. Justin, by the hair on your chinny chin chin, you got this one. Justin L. taking it away from Nathan T. for the number 2 pick. That was just as close, if not closer, than the Johnny R. John T. of our first draft here. And we have the 3rd pick of our 6:30 p.m. draft happening at the Wildcat on Sunday, August 30th. That pick will go to Rudy. Rudy F. is taking the number 3 pick in this year's draft. We welcome newcomer Rudy for being a part of this. Longtime friend, first-time fantasy league player for our league. Number 4 pick in our draft is going to the Blues. I'm going to be in the middle of this one. It's very funny how I ended up at the kind of front end of the other one, the back end of the next one, and now I'm in the middle of this one. So, I like this because it allows me to experience all different angles of the draft. So I will take this one, and I'll run with it. Pick number 4 goes to me. Right after Rudy's pick, I will be drafting. All right, so we have 4 left. The other half of this league, Nicholas C., Nathan T., Zach W., and Evan R. Let's see who's going to get pick number 5 in our 6:30 p.m. draft happening on Sunday, August 30th. Pick number 5 is going to Zach W. Zach W. taking pick number 5 off the board. And pick number 6 here. And the funny thing about Zach is Zach always reads my mind, and he drafts my players. And the fact that we're drafting back-to-back feeds that reality even more so. All right, let's see who gets pick number 6. Pick number 6 of the 6:30 p.m. draft happening at the Wildcat Sunday, August 30th. It's going to Evan. Evan is taking pick number 6. Evan is pick 6. That means he might get a good defense out there. Talking about pick 6. All right, it's between Nathan and Nicholas to find out who is going to be on the back end of this draft in our snake draft. And Nathan is going to take pick number 7, which means that Nick will be our first round pick of the snake draft on the back end. He'll get the double dose after round 1. He'll be able to pick twice, pick 8, and then pick 9 overall, essentially. Shout out to Nicholas for that. So once again, for our final league that is drafting at the Wildcat Sports Pub this weekend on Sunday, August 30th, we have for our league, the 6:30 p.m. league, this is your draft order. Drafting first overall is going to be Phil C. Drafting second overall is going to be Justin L. Third is going to be Rudy F. And then we have fourth pick overall is mine. Fifth is going to be Zach W. Sixth is going to be Evan R. Seventh is going to be Nathan T. And the eighth pick on the back end that gets 2 picks in the snake draft when we come out of the first round going into the second round is going to be Nicholas C. Shout out to every single one of you. Once again, you know what? I could put them up here for you as well. And so very excited to have y'all join us here. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to let everybody see what the drafts are. So for the 11:30 draft, let's put this up here on the timeline here. So the 11:30 a.m. draft order is going to be number 1, we have John T. Number 2, we have Aaron R. Once again, for those of you that maybe missed out on some of the beginning of this and whatnot, the third pick of our first draft that's going to be tomorrow goes to me. Last year I got first, but that's okay. That's okay. And the fourth overall that we have here, the fourth overall pick is going to go to Becky S. in our first league. The fifth overall pick is going to go to Johnny R. The sixth overall pick goes to Maddie E. The seventh in our first league, the seventh pick is going to Jared H. And the eighth pick in our first league is going to Eric K. So that is for the 11:30 a.m. draft order. The 4:30 p.m. draft order for the draft that is happening on site, on location at the Wildcat Sports Pub this Sunday, August 30th. The 4:30 p.m. draft order is as follows. Number 1 overall in that is going to be Myron K. The number 2 pick in the 4:30 p.m. draft is going to go to Julian Wiggum, former Syracuse player and defensive back. The number 3 pick of that draft is going to Danny Tome. The number 4 pick of that draft is going to team number 10 here, our last team to come in. The 5th pick of that draft is going to Johnny F. The 6th pick of the 4:30 p.m. draft goes to Mark W. The 7th pick is going to Carlos E. The 8th pick is going essentially to Greg. The 9th pick of our midday draft at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the 9th pick is going to Paul D. And the 10th pick on the back end is going to me, where in the snake draft I will get 2 picks at the end of the first round going into the second round and so on and so forth. So that is what the 4:30 p.m. draft order looks like. And the 6:30 p.m. that we just did, to put it up here on the timeline and to let you all know once again if you're just tuning into the show. So those of you that are hearing me say this twice, I apologize for the redundancy, but I do want to let everybody know that's coming in here as we do it. So the 6:30 p.m. draft order, number 1 overall is going to Phil. The number 2 overall pick in the later draft that we have at 6:30 p.m. is going to Justin L. He said, give me a good draft pick so that I could try to repeat this year. Well, you ended up with number 2, so I guess the wheel liked you. Rudy F. has pick number 3. Pick number 4 goes to me. Pick number 5 goes to the man that always steals my picks. I can maybe steal his going forward, and then coming back on the snake, he may be stealing mine. Zach W. gets pick number 5. Pick number 6 is going to Evan R. Pick number 7 is going to Nathan. And pick number 8 is going to Nicholas, who will have the opportunity to draft 2 in the snake draft when we do it like that. So, once again, this is your draft order. This has been a very cool, very interesting thing I got to do that I've never done here before. Wanted to push the term and try something new and innovative and different. The Wildcat Fantasy Football Leagues unveiling of the 2020-2021 draft orders for all Central New York leagues. We have 3 leagues here in Central New York, all exclusively at the Wildcat Sports Pub, 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. We thank you all so much for being here and appreciate you so much. So shout out to everybody once again. Eric K, Becky S, Johnny R, Aaron R, John T, Jared H, Matt E, as well as Danny T, Mark W, Greg E, Myron K, Paul D, Carlos E, Johnny F, Julian W, Nathan T, Justin L, Phil C, Nicholas C, Zach W, Evan R, and Rudy F. I appreciate you all so very much. Can't wait to draft with you this Sunday, August 30th. On site, on location, at the Wildcat Sports Pub, our home for all things fantasy football. We appreciate you so much. Thank you to the Wildcat. God bless, and appreciate you so much. Wildcat, you can make sure you can go there to dine in, inside or outside, at 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. You can also call for curbside pickup, takeout, and delivery at 315-487-2222. We'll see you all there. And I'll talk with you soon. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Find us on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. Have a great day.